The other thing I was going to touch on is with that license in Canada, I understand that there are going to be people, as you'd mentioned, and I say this unfortunately, that really do have more serious mood disorders.
Yes.
And they're going to need maybe some guidance, and the company has already established a protocol that they may be able to call a 1-800 number, talk to the experts that can work through the doctors to make sure. Can you touch a little bit on that process as well? Because to me, this is what separates Q Sciences from everybody else, is the care that is being placed on the individual to make sure that everything is working hand in hand with their medical advisor and making sure that their mood disorder is addressed.
Well, that care, Darren, is essential. And so when one of the distributors comes upon someone who's struggling with a severe mood disorder, they'll have a 1-800 number to call. We have a large call center in Canada. There's 35 staff that are on the phone, and they're available. And we're able to work with the client's doctors and support, and setting up a support system so that they get what they need, that individualized care, and assisting these people to get better so that they can work through this.
You know, it's interesting because the statistics say that about 1 in 5 people have some type of either mood disorder or, suffer from the stress, anxiety, perhaps not every day, but at least that day. I know everybody I know at some point suffers from that stress or anxiety, or maybe even a more serious mood disorder. And like you said, there's no shame in that. It's just it's a nutrient deficient process. But I honestly think it's every household in America and perhaps Canada that either has someone in the home or knows of a great family member that could use this product every single day and not have to go through these mood issues, but to be able to just feel better, to improve their quality of life.
It's affecting so many people. It's the largest epidemic ever. It's the #1 cost to civilized healthcare. It's a bottomless pit in that sense. And yet here's an answer for it now. And all it is nutrition that's extremely bioavailable. And that's the hope of this. That's the wonder of this. And what the research is identifying is that these mood disorders are nothing more or less than a nutrient deficiency disorder. It's like scurvy of old. I mean, they discovered years and years before with all of the pioneers and the settlers that came to the United States and into Canada, and many of them died of scurvy. Absolutely. But it was discovered that that's a vitamin C deficiency. Well, mood disorders have been discovered now, and there's so much evidence on the table that points to the fact that these are nutrient deficiency disorders. And when we live in a fast-moving, fast-paced society like we have, where we don't eat appropriately, a lot of our food is cardboard in the sense that it's carbohydrates with low density of nutrition. That's a big issue. The pop and chip generation. We see millions and millions and millions of people, young people, children and adolescents who struggle with hyperactivity disorders. And what is it? It's because of a lack of proper nutrition. And Q96 provides that nutrition very, very quickly in a bioavailable format so that they can find what they need. The body does what it does best, that of synthesizing and generating these neuropeptides and neurotransmitters. Rather than inputting a drug to try and alter the chemistry, what we're doing here with Q96 is we're laying a proper foundation of nutrients so that the body can uptake those and produce all of the things that are required so that we have proper emotional control and proper cognitive function. It's that simple.
Well said. Something I took away from that was it's really a foundational product that we should all be taking every single day to help everything else work in order. I personally have a belief that, our body was created really to heal itself. You cut and, the body takes over. You don't sit and talk to it and say it needs to heal. It just automatically does. And when you have the proper nutrients in your body, it heals the correct way. It heals the right way. And thanks to you, in other discussions, I've learned that the mind is very similar. Is that in our mind, we need those proper nutrients to make sure that the really one of the most important organs that we have, our brain, is functioning correct. And again, I can't thank you enough, because I've already been sharing the product with a few friends. And you met one of them, and she took it, and she was having some serious mood disorders. She's already in tears because of what it's doing for her. And like I said, I've noticed a tremendous amount of impact in my life. And the only way I'd come back is if we had a product that would address the mood and make people feel better. And
Yes.
and thanks to you, Q Sciences has that.
Well, it's a privilege to work with Q Sciences. I love the vision of Q Sciences and what Q Sciences represents.